And as we wait for the official sentencing to begin, here's some more information. Sean Diddy Combs has consistently denied guilt under the Mann Act and knew at the time that his conduct was wrong and illegal, according to prosecutor Christy Slavic. This is what she told the judge. The charges Combs was convicted of were 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution that stem from the federal Mann Act, which criminalizes transporting people across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. Slavic's address to the court is part of the prosecution's push for a sentence of more than 11 years. The trial evidence established that Combs would ask escorts if they were cops and instructed Ventura, then girlfriend, to do the same. Slavic said, and I quote, it is as though he does not think the law should apply to him. Look at it. I think he thinks that the law is a little afraid of him. The prosecutor also said Judge Arun Subramaniam should give little credence to the psychiatrist's evaluation submitted by Combs' defense team because Combs minimized his conduct during their interviews. Slavic also said Combs continues to be a danger at any age, despite the defense's suggestions that Combs won't commit such crimes again. This man could be 152 years old on a rollator and still be trying to get people to take that. We've established that. She pointed to a violent altercation between Combs and Jane in June 2024, about which Jane testified during the trial. Combs was 54 years old at the time and knew he was under an active federal investigation. He don't care. When he said bad boy for life, that wasn't just a slogan. Sometimes y'all really got to pay attention to what people name things.
Take that.
When his control is challenged, he reacts unpredictably and abusively, Slavic said. Now, the court took a short break. Now, this is what you need to know about the possibilities as we await the official sentencing. Each count for which Combs has been convicted carries a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. Federal prosecutors say that Combs should face more than 11 years in prison. They argue he deserves a steep sentence for physically and mentally abusing his girlfriends and employees for years and showing no remorse for his convicted crimes. The defense has argued that the mogul should be sentenced to no more than 14 months in prison, a slap on the wrist, including his time already served. Absolutely not. Just act like that time don't exist. Okay, he was just in the waiting area of prison. Think of it like that. Now it's time for him to check in for his appointment. The clock starts then. They say the judge shouldn't consider any evidence related to the charges he was acquitted of, including testimony about his alleged coercion of the victims. If the judge agrees to the defense lawyer's request, he'd essentially guarantee Combs' imminent release from federal detention. The court's probation department, meanwhile, recommended 70 to 87 months in prison for the disgraced mogul. The judge today said he doesn't see a reason to deviate from those guidelines, but we won't know for sure what the final sentence will be until it is completely stated in court. Now, court is back in session and the defense team has started its presentation. Multiple defense attorneys are expected to speak on Diddy's behalf. Remember that during the trial, nobody volunteered to testify. Nobody was called in his defense. Nobody testified for him. So now just his attorneys are going to speak on the people he's paying. The only ones he could get to speak on his behalf. And not supposed to convince everybody that he should be let go. And he's already booked engagements for next week in Miami. As always, any more updates, I'll bring them to the mancacity of it all. Okay, all right. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.